From the University of Florida's College of Journalism and Communications, you're watching WUFT News.
This is a WUFT News Update. I'm Jill Colombo.
And I'm Naim. Thank you for joining us. With Veterans Day fast approaching, people are already starting to salute and serve area vets. Today, the North Florida South Georgia Veterans Health System hosted a drive-through celebration to honor our veterans. This drive-through event was held in lieu of a face-to-face celebration to ensure everyone's safety.
And it's really just an opportunity, especially during our COVID pandemic times, to still continue to connect with and reach out to veterans and just recognize them for the service that they gave to our country.
On Thursday, multiple veterans and community organizations are hosting their annual Veterans Day celebration to honor veterans, but also to honor law enforcement and first responders. Thursday's celebration will be held at the Veterans Memorial Park from 9:30 a.m. until noon, where there will be multiple patriotic ceremonies and live music. A Gainesville Museum's executive director earned a spot on an international list of museum influencers.
WUFT's Macie Goldfarb sat down with the Cade Museum's Stephanie Bales to find out what motivates her.
Stephanie Bales has always had a heart for the community. Out of college, she pursued a career in social work before realizing she excelled behind the scenes. After 20 years working with startup companies, Bales found her home at the Cade Museum.
I spend most of my days in meetings supporting the team, helping them ideate, problem solve, and then strategize. We spend a lot of time thinking about the future and where we're going to go.
Bales likes to say,
I have the best job in this city.
And her passion for her work hasn't gone unnoticed. Bales was named a top 50 museum influencer by the international attractions industry website Blue Loop this year. Her photo is among professionals from the Louvre, the Smithsonian, and the Metropolitan Museum of Art.
I was surprised and humbled at the same time. What makes me most proud about it is it's not about me, it's about what it represents, that the team that has worked so hard to pull this together is being recognized, as well as this institution that's still kind of new.
But what gets her up in the morning isn't the title. It's the opportunity to do good for people, young and old.
There is not a day that is the same, ever. And I love challenges, I love solving problems, and I love doing it in a way that does good for people.
And for Bales, that's a reward in itself. Macie Goldfarb, WUFT News.
The Department of Health in Alachua County has issued an advisory about mosquito-borne illnesses. Among flocks of chickens regularly tested, 2 have tested positive for West Nile, indicating an increased risk of transmission to humans. Officials attribute the increase to last weekend's heavy rainfall, which left pools of standing water. Still water is the perfect breeding ground for mosquitoes.
We recommend drain and cover, which is drain any standing water on your property, anything that could hold water. Just a little bit of water can produce a lot of mosquitoes.
About draining water from garbage cans, toys, flower pots, and other containers. You can report mosquito problems to the County Health Department, which has already noted a mosquito boom in the southwest part of the county. There's a home game this weekend, and I was wondering what this weekend's weather will be like.
We will probably need some sweaters for that, but let's turn to Mariana Larsen for the weather forecast.
Yes, we're going to be seeing some cooler temperatures this weekend, so a sweater or a jacket for the game is a great idea. Let's look at the temperatures right now, though. On campus, it's feeling pretty cool with a slight breeze. Right now, we're seeing temperatures at 72. Looking across the region, we see Ocala's at 75 right now, Stark is at 74, and Lake City is at 70. Moving on to the evening, we're going to see those cooler temperatures that we've been noticing for the past few days. We're going to start the night in the lower 60s, but as time goes on, we are going to drop to the mid to lower 50s. Now, all this cool weather is going to bring cool temperatures for tomorrow morning and maybe even some fog. Gainesville is going to be at 50 tomorrow in the lows. Ocala is going to be at 52, and Lake City is going to be at 45. Let's take a look at our hour by hour. If you're heading out the door early tomorrow morning for work, make sure you grab a jacket on the way out because we're going to be seeing some pretty cool temperatures. The temperature is going to get a little bit warmer in the afternoon, about mid-70s. It's not that much warmer, but just a little bit. Let's take a look at our future radar. So Wednesday and Thursday, we're going to be seeing some clouds and even some spotty showers, especially on Thursday afternoon. But as Friday comes in, we are going to see a cold front coming in with it, bringing that nice cool temperature for the game day weekend. Let's take a look at our 6-day outlook. We're experiencing that fall weather all week long. Veterans Day, we're going to be seeing some perfect temperatures, but if you're heading outside that day, make sure you bring an umbrella because we do have that potential for spotty showers. Now on to Tori Edwards with sports.
Thanks, Mariana. Welcome to sports. I'm Tori Edwards. The college hoop season is officially back. The Florida women's basketball team is just underway as they open their regular season at home against the Georgia State Panthers. Florida was dominant in its exhibition game against Flagler last week, coming out with a 101-56 victory. The Gators will look to carry over that scoring momentum. Florida enters this season returning all 5 of last year's starters. Florida basketball action doesn't stop there. After the 5 p.m. women's game, the men's team takes the court at 8 for their season opener against Elon. Thanks to a busy transfer portal, the Gators are unveiling a brand new look. Florida picked up 4 transfers in the offseason, 3 of which will be in the starting lineup tonight.
I think we're pretty bought in so far, again. In a good spot, but I think a lot of teams will learn a lot about themselves over the course of the next week. This is probably the most important week in terms of learning about your team.
Tip-off for tonight's game is set.
An opportunity, I think, with the makeup of this roster defensively to extend a little bit more. Definitely, at least in the half court. Tyree showed that the other day.
Tip-off for tonight's game is set for 8 p.m. In a sad note in men's basketball, Gator great Ronnie Williams died Sunday night following a 2-year battle with brain cancer. Williams is the all-time leading scorer in Florida basketball history with 2,090 points. A member of the UF Athletic Hall of Fame, he led the Gators in scoring for 4 consecutive seasons. Williams is survived by his wife Tatiana and 6 children. The Florida football team returns to the Swamp this Saturday as the Gators will host the Samford Bulldogs. After a painful 40-17 loss to South Carolina this past weekend, the Gators will be on a mission to get back in the win column. Saturday's upset marked Florida's 3rd consecutive loss and dropped their overall record to 4-5. This is the first time the Gators have a record under 500 since 2017. The loss prompted a couple of coaching changes. UF is parting ways with defensive coordinator Todd Grantham and offensive line coach John Hevesy.
But, you know, and we talked about it. I think we're going to see, you know, I mean, to sit there and say that's all everything's been fixed within the program, I can't say that. What I can say is I want to just see and what this does and how we go perform and play on Saturday. We need to play at a much higher level than we did last week.
The Gators will need to win their last 2 games against Missouri and Florida State to attain bowl eligibility. And that's your look at sports.
Thanks for keeping up with WUFT News on Facebook. I'm Joe Colombo.
And I'm Maya Naim. That's our time for now, but your Florida news is always on at WUFT.org.